Looks like it's going to go
against Schweiger.
So Schweiger draws the penalty. So man advantage here for Ohio State.
Ohio State's got one of the best man-up offenses there. They've scored on about 95% of their man-up opportunities. The real one to look out for is Marinier, who's already got 4 man-up goals so far this season.
They'll bounce it behind the cage. And the rip and a goal from the near side. That's Jackson Birtwistle, a transfer out of Syracuse, and Birtwistle scores his 6th goal of the season. Man advantage pays off for Ohio State. They lead at 1-0 here with 9:22 to go in the opening quarters when they have the ball.
Yeah, you know, the Air Force's first 2 possessions, they took it all the way down to 0 on the shot clock. They just haven't gotten a really good look, but I love the patience because that's keeping the ball out of Ohio State's stick. That last one, you know, Charlie Pfeiffer, his eyes just got a little big there. He's a D-midi, taking a shot on the #1 goalie in the country. Maybe just slow it down a little bit, give it to the normal ball handlers and get a better opportunity.
Marinier, Liam White, little stutter spin move here. White drops it off to the right side. Now behind the cage, Manna Wilhelm defending, and a shot from the far wing. It goes. So a goal for the Ohio State Buckeyes, #2 on the day, makes it 2-0 Ohio State. This time it's Jackson Walsh, number 19, the junior out of Baltimore, Maryland.
Attackman from X just kind of brought that wing defender down a little bit when he was showing that he was going to go in for a drive, and he was able to dump it off to Jackson, who just had an open look at the cage.
Face off, and a big win there by Rogan Kane. Kane looking good at the face-off spot here this afternoon against Ohio State. Now the question is, can Air Force take advantage of possessions? And as you've mentioned, this is the #1 goalie in the country, and they got to find a way to solve him today. Down 2 goals. They get in deep and they score. They cut the lead in half on the drive to finish. How about the freshman Christian Schweiger?
Yeah, he's, you know, starting off his Air Force career with a bang. This is Kalen Driggs. You know, everyone's ball watching because Kalen Driggs is our #1 scorer, but he's able to just find Schweiger on that back.
Good coverage in goal for the Falcons.
But you've seen on Air Force's slides that, you know, they're just coming in hard and heavy, and they're making Ohio State cough up the ball. We've had a couple of loose ball scrums here on our defensive side of the field.
So Ohio State going to work here. Under 4.5 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. Marinier tosses it behind the cage to Haas. Now doubled up defensively. Air Force is there. Haas works it over to the near side to Birtwistle. Birtwistle with that opening goal of the game here for Ohio State. Marinier, Birtwistle, the low rip and a goal, his 2nd of the game, and it's 3-1 Ohio State.
Yeah, you see they get this ball down to Marinier there, and he takes a couple of steps in and drew all of the Air Force defensemen down, which enabled him to get the ball back to the top of the key, and he just had a wide open look at the goal, went low and away.
So Jackson Birtwistle scores. Goals number 6 and 7 on the year for the transfer out of Syracuse, and in Ohio State able to win the face-off here, up 2 goals. 2nd time today they've led by 2. They led it 2-0. Air Force cut the lead in half with Christian Schweiger, and then the goal, 2nd of the game by Birtwistle. It's 3-1 here. Closing minutes of the opening quarter. This is the Liberty. 46 out of the field, part of the unit right now for head coach Nick Myers as they close out this opening quarter. Buckeyes work it behind the Cage, Solberg swims. Oh, what a move. Gets in deep and scores. That's Logan Solberg, the transfer out of Yale, 4-1 Ohio State.
AC just gives up this swim move straight, and the slide was late. Air Force has just got to be quicker, sliding across.
Ohio State lead. They have won 3 straight in this series, 3 straight games to open up the 26th season. And Air Force out of the timeout here, working out of the corner. It's Alex Rismani, a sophomore out of Denver, Valor Christian. And again, trying to use up as much of that clock as possible, playing for the last possession here of this quarter. Rismani over to the right side, drops it off, shot, and it goes. They cut the lead in half. What a play out of the timeout.
Schweiger with his 2nd goal of the day.
Christian Schweiger now, 6 goals on the season.
Yeah, if I were him, you know, as a freshman, I'm walking over to that goal and asking if I
get 4-2, and big yes on the scoreboard, but I think big in terms of momentum. You got the sense that Ohio State was starting to stretch that lead just a little bit towards the end of the opening quarter on the face-off, and another big win for the Falcons and Rogan Kane.
Ooh, unfortunately, he wasn't able to get that pass off, and Ohio State's back on the fast break.
And nobody on him, untouched virtually. They go in. It's Marinier, his first goal of the game. That's number 11 on the season. Alex Marinier makes it 5-2 Ohio State.
Yeah, Marinier just gets a shorty there. Goes with the big face stop, gets set up there.
Oldman and Kane are checked that. That's Mayfield on the face-off now. Mayfield wins it. Again, it's been by committee. Mayfield and Jack Oldman, and they've got 2 players in that X spot. So good for head coach Nick Myers. And Ohio State will set it up, leading 5-2 here early on in the 2nd quarter. Buckeyes going to work with Liam White. He'll run it down to the right side, spins over, out to the wing. They swing it down, working it behind the cage. A 5-2 lead here for the number 10 team in the nation. They get in deep, shot, and a score. So bang, bang here to start the 2nd quarter. This time it's Khalif Hawker, the freshman out of Cincinnati. And just like that, Ohio State extends the lead to 4, and Hawker goes low. Out of the field comes Jake Mason. Mason on the drive, the dump, the shot, low ball, one hopper, and it's denied. Once again, it's Fayak making the play, and now on the move, here come the Buckeyes. Boy, nothing easy against Fayak. He has been outstanding, giving up just 2 goals here, and we have under 5 minutes to play in this first half. Here's Solberg. He scored 1 goal here. That came in the first quarter. Solberg dumps it up top. Marinier, quick toss, sets up another goal. Marinier the assist, and Khalif Hawker the goal. Hawker back-to-back goals, and it's 7-2 Ohio State. And with that, traffic flicks it over to the right side. Defending for the Falcons there is Charlie Pfeiffer, number 45. Burt Whistle, quick toss behind the cage. Haas trying to spin free. And Buckeyes play it out wide. There's Cunningham defending there, number 11 for Air Force. Here's Burt Whistle. Quick toss to Haas. They'll work it out. Quick move here by White. Up top, Marinier, rotation. Good defense by the Falcons. Ohio State shows patience. 5 on the clock here, and they score. They eat up the shot clock and then score. Time winding down to make it 8-2.
This is a pretty nice feed to Hawker, right on the crease. Noam Parlett didn't have a shot.
And Khalif Hawker with the hat trick. He scored 2 in the second and opens up the scoring in the third. 8-2 State. So Hawker now in the season with 7 goals. He had 4 coming in. A trio today. And on a face-off, a ground ball won here by the Falcons, trying to cash in, and they do.
That's a hat trick for Christian Schweiger today.
So a pair of hat tricks. Hawker just gets his, and now Schweiger answers. Christian Schweiger, the freshman. Sensational start to the year.
Yeah, this is just an all-out hustle play by Shin, getting that ground ball. And then
said, even after the face-off win, Air Force has been able to scrap together some ground balls, some tough physical play between the lines here for the Falcons. OSU will possess, though, with just under 11 to go here in the third. Ohio State with this 5-goal lead. And the Buckeyes going to work here on the north end, Falcon Stadium. That's Diliberti. I'll rotate it down low. Got Marinier retreating up top, takes the shot and scores. Well, not much of a window there, but Alex Marinier able to fire it through for his 2nd goal of the game and a 9-3 Buckeye lead. His team is down a man. They have the ball here under 6 minutes to play in the third. A 6-goal lead. This is Liam White. Out of the field comes Alex Marinier. And Marinier, a couple of goals today. Burt Whistle. A pair for him as well. And that's Jackson Walsh, also in the scoring act here this afternoon. He scored the 2nd goal of the game to make it 2-0 Ohio State. Walsh on the drive, spins away. A defense play there by Blake Boyd, and they'll rip it in from the near side. Marinier has a hat trick. 2nd Buckeye with a hat trick here today. Marinier with back-to-back goals and a 10th spot on the board for Ohio State. Here late in the third quarter. Over to the far side. Doubled up here by Ohio State. Ball gets to Schweiger, drops it back to Kalen Driggs. Driggs, the rip, wide. That's a tough shot. Ohio State says, hey, their top goal scorer from a season ago, those are the shots we want them to take. Nothing easy.
Yeah, you kind of get the sense off the last 2 shots that Caleb Driggs has taken. He's maybe getting a little frustrated, a little antsy. Not very high percentage shots.
And there is a high percentage shot out of the back of the net. One hopping it in, Ben Height. It's 10-4 Falcons.
Yeah, this is
within
a really
6.
nice shot, nice skip pass, and then just a hard bounce shot going from the carpet back up on.
And a win here by Ohio State.
That was an illegal screen right there, and that has happened a few times so far on these face-offs where they pick it up clean, but then somebody from the wing or their face-off guy kind of just causes a collision. And I'm doing air quotes for you watching at home. But it's just like basketball, you got to set your feet if you're going to set a screen.
So Logan Solberg has it. Air Force trying to look for one last stand here at the end of this third quarter to keep it a 6-goal deficit. Spin move by Solberg, flips it up top. Marinier dumps it down to the right side. Haas on the move, and he scores. That is a beautiful shot, resulting in the 11th goal of the game. Garrett Haas on the board for the first time here today. To his left, and not a lot. Deficit here. AJ Cerna. Skip pass over to the right side. This is Air Force directing traffic now. Falcons to the point. Shot, blocked, ground ball, battle for it. Ohio State sticks flying everywhere, and Falcons able to come out with the ball. Quick shot and a goal. What a goal! Bang, bang play. Cole Rassus gets it off. 5th goal of the game for Air Force.
Yeah, that happened really quick. I don't think Caleb Fyock was ready for that one.
And here's Rassus, just turns, boom, one hops, and Fyock, no chance. Just getting shots on net.
Get that ball back.
So the long run into the corner for Solberg. He moves up the screen. Solberg flips back. That's number 3 now, Bickelmeyer, I believe. Behind the cage for Ohio State. This is a deep team for head coach Nick Myers. Oh, behind the head, and that's going to go out of play. Bickelmeyer, the freshman out of Mission Hills, Kansas, flings it over to the far side here for the Buckeyes. Shot and a goal. Number 21 for Ohio State, Jake Struck, strikes here with 10:34 to go, 10-5 Buckeyes. Over to the freshman goalie, Kyle Morris. Air Force trying to just cut away and finish this game strong. Falcons after today on the road at Siena, at Marist, and then they're back home for 2 tough games against 2 top 10 teams of the country, Duke and number 2 Syracuse. The drive and the score. Air Force showing a lot of guts here in this one. That's Henry Spencer getting his first goal of the game.
Yeah, it's good ball movement from the X, and he just comes in, kind of a fake shot, gets that guy to lunge a little bit and just goes low.
Air Force trying to finish strong here as they're off next week, and then on the road for a pair at Siena the 24th, and then 4 days later at Marist. Made this a game here, 12-6, and certainly Ohio State comfortably in the driver's seat, but Air Force can try to close strong and make this final score even closer here. Down 6 here to the 10th ranked team of the nation. Open look, and this Ohio State team has been absolute money on the man-up situation, and that continues. This time, it's Jack Diliberti. Jack Diliberti scores to make it 13-6 Ohio State.
Yeah, you see he comes in with this big wind-up, gets Air Force to overcommit, pulls it back, and then he's just hands-free about
possession. He's hammered, and Air Force a takeaway. So good stand defensively by the Falcons. They force a turnover. Now they'll run. In the open field, out of the Buckeye end they go. Off the screen. Schweiger plays it up top to Henry Spencer. Now Spencer down low. Working this near side. Out of the field comes Cole Rassis. Up top, Spencer. Good move, set up and a goal. Beautiful shot and a score by Henry Spencer. And a new goalie in the game for Ohio State sees that goal by for the 7th of the game for Air Force. Jack Allen, the goaltender.
10-man ride.
Long ball by Allen down, and on the other end, that's the freshman for the Falcons, Kyle Morris. .235 remaining in this one. The story has been the 10th ranked Buckeyes. A dominant offense and just flat out impressive goaltending by the best in the nation, Caleb Fyock. That is a pretty good combination, and no doubt they will be a tough test for everybody, whether they're coming into Columbus or seeing the Buckeyes in their backyard. And in for the goal for the 8th time today, Air Force able to strike. Luke Versansky on the goal for the Falcons. Had the hat trick in the opener against Lafayette. Little spin move, bang, to make it 13-8. 1:30. And loose ball covered up and played by Jack Allen.
Oh, the full field from the 30. Air Force was in a 10-man.
Jack Allen goes the distance, and look at the numbers here. I believe that's got to be, no doubt,
60-yard bomb.
First goal this season. Jack had played just over 25 minutes of the next 6 goals in the third quarter. Stretch the lead to 11-4, and they've been on cruise control since. And a stop by Allen. And the Buckeyes able to win it. And that should just about do it. Allen's going to fire another one down. Out of play. Clock stops here with 21 seconds to go. Well played game, hard fought game by Air Force, but tip your cap. Ohio State has just been the better team today. They come in as Air Force gets a late goal on the run. Falcons, Cole Rassis scores to make it 14-9 with 10 seconds to go.
Yeah, he just puts his head down, runs through them, and then overhand shot. Gets Ohio State